I think probably one of the most important skills is being comfortable with being uncomfortable. A lot of the times when I was sort of first wanting to get into it, I'd look at people on TV and go, man, they're so fearless, they never have doubts. But it was absolute garbage. Now that I meet those people, behind the scenes, they're always feeling, oh, am I doing it right? And feeling uncomfortable in the moment. The difference between those that succeed and those that don't is that those that succeed are the ones that feel those doubts, feel that fear, and just step out of their comfort zone or just do it anyway. And even today, everything I do, I always feel uncomfortable just before that. So learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's perfectly natural.
If you're not yourself, people see. If you're not honest, people see. And if you're not enthusiastic, people get bored with you. So be enthusiastic, speak properly, present yourself well, and behave yourself, even when you're not on camera, because everyone's watching, trust me. They'll see the little things, and those little things can make everything go bad. Just ask Kate Moss.
When you look at TV presenters that have made it, whether you like them or hate them, you've got your Steve Irwins, you've got your Paul McDermotts, all of these people have worked out very early on in the game what it is that they can do, what is their niche, because on a very basic level, you are a product for the TV company. And you have to work out what kind of product you are and therefore how you can sell yourself.
Probably my best advice for aspiring TV presenters is to be determined in what you do, to be yourself more than anything else. Never pretend to be somebody you're not. We do 3 hours of live television and you cannot fool a viewer, a listener or a reader. You've just got to be yourself. Never lose sight of the fact that you're a human being, that other people deserve your respect, and no matter what you're asked to do, that you've got to have those common ethical and human qualities that you have as a normal human being.
My advice to aspiring television presenters would be yourself. There's a lot of jobs where they're looking for a specific type of personality, but they don't know that that's what they're looking for until they meet you. And the only thing you have to offer is your genuine self. So just be yourself and try not to think about whether or not it's the right thing.
The only advice I can give you guys is, rather than running off and spending a lot of money on show reels and all this type of thing, just try and get yourself into the production of a TV show. It doesn't necessarily have to be at front of camera. Maybe you're going to have to be prepared to work behind the scenes and look for a way in that way. Don't sit around and just kind of hope that a great show reel is going to get you the job on TV. Get yourself working into the industry, get your ear to the ground, go to places where you're gonna meet other people who work in TV and find out what's going on. That's the only way you're ever gonna find out what's going on, is if you're out and about and giving it a go.
My advice to aspiring television presenters would be, if it's your passion and you really have something to offer, go for it. If you want to be famous, get out, find another job.
The most important thing that you can be as a presenter is yourself. I know I'm starting to sound like Marsha Hines, but what we're looking for is people who know who they are. And I guess I could almost be as bold as to say we're not looking for presenters. And that doesn't mean that we're not looking for people who can present. What it means is we're looking for real people who have other strings to their bow. They're musicians, they're stand-up comedians, they're raconteurs, they can work without a script. They're storytellers, they're journalists, they're vets, they're doctors. We're looking for people from all walks of life.
You can never do too much research on the subject you're presenting or hope to present. You can never be daunted by rejection. It's part and parcel of what you'll do and what you'll have to face. And you must always be open to new suggestions. Newsreaders have come from game show backgrounds. Brian Henderson was a bandstand host. So adaptability, I think, or the ability and willingness to adapt.
Don't be afraid to go to regional television, cable TV, morning TV, children's television. Don't expect that your break into television is going to be on commercial TV at prime time. What you need to be able to do is get as many professional hours in front of the camera as you can, build as good a show reel as you can, and when you're confident with what you've got, then approach the networks and you're much more likely to get a good look in.
You just love life and you make sure that you're noticed, and you know, if you develop those skills and get busy, and I know it sounds daggy, but public speaking, Toastmasters, these are basic skills that are so useful.
My advice to anyone is, if you work hard to get there, I believe that listen to people that know, be realistic, look at your work, look back at stuff on camera and go, could I really have that projected onto a television screen? Would someone really pay me to do that? And watch the professionals, copy the professionals. Watch television, watch presenters, see who you like, ask yourself why you like them and follow them.
In order for you to be successful, I can tell you, if you don't work as hard as me, then you won't be. If you don't have the tools of the trade that I need, how can I sell you? It basically comes down to what this whole presentation is about. If you don't have a good show reel, then don't walk out the door. And if you don't have an office at home, you get one. Get yourself a filing cabinet. Get yourself the big clock. Get yourself the corkboard. Get yourself the diary. Get yourself the answer phone. Get yourself the fax. Get on email. I have to. I'm the agent. Why should I? I'm not going out to work. I'm looking for work for you. So therefore, if you want work, you've got to back me up.
Research is really important. If you're going in to meet someone, or even if you're just looking at who you would like to meet, it's very important to go in with the knowledge of what they do, the type of stuff that they're casting, the type of people they're looking for, and that applies to, you know, to directors, to casting agents, and to networks. Be really knowledgeable about what they do, and I think that you'll get a good reaction from that.
I'd say don't give up. Be persistent, knock on doors. I think the hardest thing if you're trying to crack into the industry is being told no. Now you'll be told no time and time again, but don't let it get you down. If you're really, really set on making it in TV, you just have to keep trying, and eventually you will get somewhere.
This is a difficult question to answer, because these days, if you look at a lot of presenters, basically to get fame these days you have to have already had some dose of fame. If you look at someone like James Matheson, he was on the reality show $20 Challenge. Peter Timms on Music Max started off on Big Brother. But on the other hand, and this might seem a bit contradictory to what I've just said, is you can't also come across as a fame whore, in the sense that, you know, people aren't going to hire you just because if they think that you're going to be famous for some reason. So being on a reality show or community TV or whatever is a really good way of getting your foot through the door, but you've also got to be able to back it up and, you know, have something different to make it seem like you are skilled for that job, and not just someone who wants to extend their 15 minutes of fame for another few minutes.
I think you've got to go into it for the right reasons. If you're going into it for the perks that the industry can provide, you may as well say goodbye to your career now. To understand that it might be glamorous from the outside looking in, but once you get in there, it's a really hard slog. You've got to give away your personal life. You've got to be prepared to do anything, go anywhere, ask any question. Just to know what you're in for, really, and not just look at it as a oh look, I'm famous and I get past the red carpet now gig.
To keep at it, to never give up, to never say die, to believe you're going to make it and you're going to do it, but do everything in your power to make certain you've done the preparation. The important thing is preparation. You never get there without working at it.
First of all, do some classes and get feedback from your teacher and your fellow students, but basically listen to your tutor and see if you do have what it takes. Now, if you do have what it takes, then pursue it, more training. I joined Toastmasters. I believe a good presenter is extremely versatile.
Get as comfortable and as free with your own energy that you can. If that means doing some improvisation classes, I wouldn't suggest theatre sports or things where the audience is judging you on how funny or witty you are or clever or imaginative. But get into classes where you feel a real sense of ease with an exchange you have with somebody else.